Okay, my peeps, so I have a lot to say this morning, but I just think it's important that I leave you with this one. Sometimes, as I told you before, you got to think outside the box. This morning, I posted a picture that means a lot to me because of, yeah, it's a little impulsive, but sometimes you got to break up the monotony, man. Especially those of us who have winter to deal with when it's long and drawn out. You know, Easter is gone and we've worn the pretty hats and the pretty spring colors, and then we go right back into winter again. And that kind of plays tricks with your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, is this winter ever going to end? So sometimes what I do is I do little things to think outside the box. Like I said before, you're tired of wearing that black coat? Why don't you put a flower on your lapel? Or just wear a fabulous spring coat that perhaps you'd wear to church? Who says you only have to wear it to church? Break up the monotony, boo. You're just tired of winter? Well, try to go a little south, even as near as D.C. or Philadelphia, which is not really south. But what I'm saying is break up the monotony. I posted a picture this morning of me last year getting spring fever. I went to the gym that morning. I came from work actually, went to the gym that morning, and I decided, you know what? I like to see the cherry blossoms in DC. So I called up a very good friend of mine and I said to him, you want to go to DC with me? He says, you know you're crazy? I says, yeah, well, we already know that already. But do you want to go to DC with me? And then, so he says, you know what? You need looking after because you're crazy. So let me come and go with you. So we met in the city, hopped on that good old Greyhound bus that I love, and went down to DC for the day, got an invitation to dinner, had a fabulous time, and hopped the bus and came back to New York. Sometimes to break up the monotony of your life. It doesn't mean because you're a mom or because you have responsibilities on the corporate front or whatever it is that you have to do or you're studying. Sometimes you just got to break up the monotony a little bit, boo, and it gives you a little zest in your step. Whether you can take a trip to DC on a Greyhound bus that's cheap like ever you ever know, and now you have the mega bus that's even cheaper. Actually, I'm feeling Philly. I'm feeling like a day trip to Philly. Or whether it's just going down to the botanical garden and sit there for a while. Whatever it is to think outside the box and break up the monotony. This is the real life, baby. There are no do-overs. There's no leaving it until you retire, until your children are grown. Because guess what? You don't know how much life you have. So why don't you live it to the fullest? Stop living life like it's a rehearsal. This is not a rehearsal, honey, for the real thing. This right here is the real thing. No do-overs. So could you think outside the box today? Maybe wear a fabulous hat, or put a flower on your lapel, or maybe play some music first thing in the morning. Not everything gotta cost money, boo. But you have to be willing to just do something that takes you out of your comfort zone. And we already know what I do. And it's all good. If you can just take a little bit of that reservations out. And yeah, you may be labeled a little crazy, but at least you're still legal. You can still walk the streets, right? You can be legally crazy, right? Which is what I am. Okay, so I know the winter has been long. I know that sometimes the drudgery of corporate America or the drudgery of the nursing floor or the drudgery of raising children at time or whatever it is, spice it up, boo. Whether it's your marriage, spice that marriage up. Whether it's interacting with your children, do something that they will say, you're crazy, mom, but they will remember for the rest of your life. As my son is in college, I know he's remembering all the crazy but wonderful things that I did to show him that I loved him. I was always taking him outside of his comfort zone, even though he's very conservative. Can you do the same for yourself and for someone today? Invite someone to come along. I can't tell you the kind of escapades me and my dogs have done over the years. Ask a few of them. They'll tell you. So think outside the box today. Eat lunch outside in the sun and let the sun warm your skin. Go sit by the water if you're fortunate enough to be by the water. Go into the city for no reason except that you just want to be in the city and see fabulous buildings. Look around you and you'll find that there are opportunities to be amazing and fabulous and to be different. Break up the monotony because you don't even need money to do it, or not much money anyway, if you're creative. Okay? We'll talk about that as the weather warms up, and I'll be showing you some of the fabulous, crazy things that Rodria does. But it's all good because, like I said, when I sit in my rocking chair and laugh aloud and my great-grandchildren say, Grandma, what are you laughing at? I'll be like, never mind. I have lived, honey. So you make sure that you can say, when your time comes, when you're sitting in that rocking chair, you can say, I have lived. Okay? Now you go out there and be fabulous. Put on some lipstick. Do what you got to do to be amazing, boo. And I believe in you. And I know on some level you believe in me. I see you later. I am off maybe to catch the cherry blossoms. I don't know. But all I know this weekend, I'm going to turn it up. Whoop, whoop. Bye. Over and out.